Buenos dias, damas y caballeros. Welcome to another of VAD's pre-recorded vlogs. Busy po tayo today. That's why we recorded this last night. At today we are going to discuss a topic that you have been hearing from me for a very long time now. And that is the clear involvement of former Speaker Martin Romualdez in the flood control anomalies. As I've said before, hindi naman kailangan maging genius tayo to figure out that this 2 to 3 billion trillion, 2 to 3 trillion flood control anomaly could not have happened without the connivance between Senate President Chis Escudero and Martin Romualdez. Of course, ngayon nakikita ko, and you have seen it too, na yung mga bayaran vloggers ni Romualdez are all pinning the whole issue to Saldico. Even see a very, very strong move from the Marcos administration itself to try to shield Speaker Romualdez. In fact, even if we reported earlier na personal na balita ko nalaman na meron mga eroplano nakuha si Romualdez at nabili at 400 to 500 billion each. 400 to 500 million each, or half a billion each. At ito ang ginagamit niya sa pagdala ng dollar sa Amerika, sa Delaware, as claimed by one of his pilots. Pero meron pa rin na effort from the Civil Aviation Authority na hindi lang man inimbestigahan itong bagay na ito, kundi they are already rubbing it under the rug. Kumbaga, sinasabi na nila na wala naman bumili ng eroplano si naka-registered kay Romualdez. Pero from what I heard, wise itong si Romualdez, bumili siya ng eroplano na pre-use, pero hindi pa niya nailipat sa pangalan niya. Nakapangalan pa rin at doon pa rin nakatago sa hangar ng isang tycoon, business tycoon sa bansa. So that is Romualdez. Magaling na lawyer yan. So to think na noon pa na during the Duterte administration pa, majority leader na si Romualdez sa Senado, kaya doon pa gumagalaw na sila ni Saldico. But si Saldico is just a garapata. And tayo, ewan ko sa inyo, basta ako, I've been a businessman for the longest time. And as a boss, nothing happens. Well, may mga nangyayari pa minsan hindi mo alam. Pero as a boss, alam mo ikaw ang accountable for everything. Kahit nandito ako ngayon, kung may mangyari aksidente sa lugar ko, I'm accountable to it. Kaya responsibility yan ng boss, and in this case, House Speaker, to see to it na lalo na yung mga bagay involving trillions, hindi mo yan pwede iwanan lang kay Saldico. Besides, yung Saldico is just a minion of Romualdez. Kaya ngayon, ipe-play ko sa inyo yung interview kay Sergio Ortiz Luis Jr. na President ng Employers Confederation of the Philippines, na pareho sa akin, employer rin, although mga big time ito, sila gano'n rin ang pananaw nila. Ang guilty talaga dito ay si Chis Escudero at si Romualdez. Si Romualdez, lalo na si Romualdez, dahil hindi niya gagawin ito. He will not get away with this, or he will not succeed in doing this for 3 years kung hindi siya pinsan ni President Bongbong Marcos. In fact, kaya lumaki ito dahil lumakas ang loob ni Romualdez na itaas ng itaas yung mga insertions hanggang sa umabot na ng trillion level dahil alam niya na hawak niya yung pinsan niya si President Bongbong Marcos. Hawak niya sa leeg dahil siguro sa tingin niya takot ito ma-impeach kaya pinagbibigyan siya nito. Pwede wala na kinabang si President Bongbong Marcos, although that is still a big question mark. Later on, investigators will have to dig that up. Pero at least, walang ginawa si President Bongbong Marcos for the last 3 years. In fact, pumutok na itong issue yung mga blank form involving Romualdez at December of 2024 pa. Pero walang ginawa si President Bongbong Marcos kung hindi pinaayos lang niya sa DBM. Sana doon pa lang pinabalik na niya yung budget. Pero siguro nahiya siya dahil or natatakot siya na i-expose dahil pinsan niya ang involved. Kung hindi pinsan niya involved, siguro nung natunugan niya na may nangyayari ganito 2023, 2024, gumalaw na siya Hindi na niya inintay na umabot pa ito ng year 2025. Dahil pinsan niya, pero kung si Saldico, siguro first year pa lang, 2023 pa lang, pinakasuhan na niya, tinanggal na niya si Saldico at pinakasuhan niya, pina-ethics complaint na niya noon pa 2023. Pero umabot ito ng trillion dahil inabuso ni Romualdez yung pagkapinsan niya, pagka-first cousin niya kay President Bongbong Marcos. Kaya ganito rin ang view ng business sector. Ganito rin ang view. And sila rin, sinasabi nila, alam namin, marami kaming nababalitaan sa loob. Alam nyo naman, itong mga taong ito, well connected rin ito. Hindi lang sa Marcos administration, sa Duterte administration, sa Aquino administration, sa Gloria Macapagal Arroyo administration. So alam nila kung anong nangyayari sa loob. Kaya sila na mismo sinasabi na kung hindi talaga makasuhan si Romualdez, magiging walang saysay itong effort ng gobyerno ng Marcos administration to really go after corrupt officials or to really go after those seriously involved, gravely involved dito sa issue ng flood control anomalies. Sa kumbaga sinasabi nila, the president is fighting for credibility. Ganyan rin naman sinasabi natin na kung hindi sacrifice ni President Bongbong Marcos ang pinsan niya at magalit na talaga yung tao, the next 1 trillion march by end of November, ang panawagan ng tao is Marcos resign na. So ngayon pa lang binibigyan pa siya ng benefit of the doubt. So I hope i-share nyo itong vlog, i-like nyo itong vlog para mapunta ito sa inbox ng Malacanang, mapunta ito sa inbox ng mga ICI officials para sabi nga nito si Mr. Sergio Ruiz, kahit sino pa kakasuhan niya dyan, mga taga-DPWH, contractor, kahit sino pa, kahit milyon-milyon pa ang kasuhan niya, pero kung hindi maisama si Romualdez na alam namin na guilty talaga, credibility wise wala rin pagdududahan rin ng lalo na yung mga negosyante and delikado kung masira pati ang wala na nga investor pumapasok dito, pati local mga businessmen wala na rin tiwala kay President Bongbong Marcos, baka pati yan ililipat na yung mga negosyo nila abroad. So yan so yan ang danger so parati ko na sinasabi yung punto na yan na the Marcos administration is fighting for survival. It should not show, it should never give any impression na pinapaboran nila kamag-anak ni President Bongbong Marcos. So, narinig, parati nyo yan narinig sa akin. Ngayon, you listen the same view from the business sector. And thank you, ANC, for this video.
Well, joining us now, the president of one of the business groups that issued an open letter for government to act urgently in the flood control mess, Sergio Ortiz Luis Jr. of the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. Mr. Sergio Ortiz Luis, thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the program, and I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, Carmina. Good morning, Carmina. Good morning to all our listeners.
All right. So, first of all, just a few minutes ago, the ICI announcing that it is recommending criminal and administrative charges against familiar names by this time. Senators Joel Villanueva, Jinggoy Estrada, former Congressman Zaldi Co, former USEC Bernardo, among others, regarding the flood control mess. First of all, your reaction to this, that this happened 44 days after the creation of the ICI. Go ahead.
Well, I guess that's a welcome development. However, we're still managing the people's interest on this. And I think they're waiting for certain people who are not included there. And a recommendation of ICI doesn't really mean it will happen. No? So let's see how it develops, because people are not so optimistic that something will happen on this.
Can I ask you what the president asked in his upon his return from the ASEAN meet? This is the question that the president posed. He said, do you want to get it done quickly, or do you want to get it done right? That's the choice we have. That's according to the president. Your reaction to that?
I think we're trying to manage confidence. No?
Tama.
And some people, and there are some people, if they can sample only two, those who people are expecting that are really guilty, and you know, you have SGB in the ICI, and just looking at the records, you don't have to go very deep. There can be 1,000 charges, or to them. We're talking of billions, no? You have to be careful, as a rule. I agree with the president, but to manage the expectation of the people, charge at least two now, with charges that will be unbailable, and then people will believe something's going to happen on this. Unfortunately, saying that we have to be careful here, people will just feel they're dribbling it, they're delaying it, or they're protecting some people. So maybe if that is the right process, we really have to be careful. But you can file cases already on at least two or one count that can be charged on certain people, and the other cases can follow for them. You can be careful with the other cases, but you can build a case that is already probably that can go on and be viable.
Are you waiting for a name? The names that were mentioned by the ICI's chairman, former Justice Andy Reyes, a while ago, as I said, Senators Joel Villanueva, Jinggoy Estrada, former Congressman Zaldi Co, are those names acceptable to you, or are you waiting for a name?
Frankly, some people are waiting for a name. and some people are surprised that that name is be surfaced, but some senators came out, and Jinggoy Estrada and Villanueva, Senator Villanueva, and they're surprised why they're being charged already, with the expectation of some people, some others will be charged.
Do you have a name? Care to give us a name that you're expecting to be mentioned, but it wasn't mentioned?
I think your guess is as good as mine. The guess of the whole Filipino people is there.
Are you talking?
I don't want,
Are you talking about the former Speaker of the House?
possibly. Weighing the expectation when we talk, he's the name that comes out.
You're talking about Congressman Martin Romualdez.
Yes, he's the one that people are expecting that should be charged, and people will be wondering why the opposition senators are being charged and he's not included there.
I want to tell you as well about what the president.
So yan kasi nakuha na si Cheese, no, nakasuhan na. Pero hanggang ngayon nagtataka pa yung mga business group. Bakit yung isa sa mga guilty, pinaka-guilty rin diyan, nasa sa mga balita, ha? Remember, pwede niyo sabihin, bakit, paano nila alam? Mas marami silang alam kaysa sa inyo, kaysa sa akin. Dahil ito yung mga grupo na ito, kahit sinong presidente, ipapatawag sila sa Malacanang. Kahit sinong presidente, kakausapin sila. Hindi pa nga presidente, magmamano na sa kanila. Hihingi na ng tulong nila. At ito rin yung mga grupo na ito, grupo ng mga Employees Confederation of the Philippines. Kinakausap rin ito ng mga speakers, ng mga Senate President, ng mga ambassadors even. Kung may presidente ng ibang bansa pupunta rito, sila rin ang iniimbita. Kumbaga, napaka-influential nila. So, marami na rin sila mga sources. Kung may mga SONA, hindi pwede. May SONA, wala sila. Kung may mga bagong pasok na mga senator, andon sila, ganon. Kung may mga hearing about business, andon sila. Kung may mga meetings, kung may mga conferences with the president, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, kasama sila. Kasi ito yung sila parang tinatawag na mga pillar of society. So also malalim rin yung kwan nila, yung connection nila, malalim rin yung kahit anong administrasyon. Kasi tulad ng sinasabi ko, mga presidente, they come and go. Pero ito mga tao ito, na-interview ko ito, reporter pa ako ng Philippine Daily Inquirer, panahon pa ni Fidel B. Ramos, ito na ang kinakausap nila. So hanggang ngayon, ito pa rin kinakausap ng mga ibang presidente. So pwede mo sabihin, mas tumagal pa ito kaysa sa ibang presidente who come and go. Yung iba patay na, pero sila andito pa rin. So malalim at ang kwan nila, ang sources nila within the government. And I'm talking about all administration, not only the Marcos administration. Yung iba dito, their influence traces back from Marcos Sr. pa. So kaya they know. At isa ang pananaw nila na talagang no matter how you look at it, involved talaga si Martin Romualdez. At nagtataka sila, kaya wala silang paniwala sa ICI o kaya sa anti-graft reform measures ng Marcos administration until and unless makasuhan yung isa sa pinaka-guilty, and that is former Speaker Martin Romualdez.
And also said patience. He's asking for that. He's asking for patience for the whole process, in so many words, to take its course. But the question is, how much patience do you think people still have at this point? When you talk about your group, for example, and you talk about all the members of the business community, I mean, you only need to remember what Makati Business Club's Apa Ongpin said a while ago, that there is, lack of trust in government at this point. So when the president asks for patience, is that a tall order at this point? Go ahead.
it's a tall order. We in the business sector do not like people to be going on the streets, creating trouble, taking extrajudicial means to be able to satisfy their hunger for justice. And I think it should be managed. And that's why I was saying, if the expectation of the people is for certain names and be charged immediately, there is no more patience there. Any delay in that, they can wait for the others, especially the minor ones, even some congressmen, but they cannot afford because they have to gain confidence. Because when the government wants things to be done, it can be done. Look at the Torres, for instance. Congressman Tevez, Go. They were brought home, immediately charged, immediately imprisoned, and there is no patience there. We have one example: immigration. We have when they want to do things, see Joseph C. He's still in prison despite in spite of the declaration of the Royal Time.
Okay, ibang topic na yan. So, may punto naman sila. Sabi nila, kami mismo, we want this government to succeed. Ayaw namin mawala ng tiwala ang tao sa gobyerno. And they go out in the streets at manggulo. Parang yun nangyari sa September 21 na sinubukan isabotahe ng mga DDS. Buti na lang, they did not succeed. Na pinipilit nila ilagay sa sitwasyon pareho sa Indonesia at Nepal. At sinubukan rin nila, at hanggang ngayon sinusubukan pa rin nila na udyukin ang military para magkudeta. So mga negosyante mismo sinasabi, ayaw namin ng gulo. Kasi kung magkakagulo, talo rin kami sa negosyo, talo rin kami sa business sector. Gusto lang namin magnegosyo. Ganun lang man ang gusto gawin ng mga negosyante kagaya ko. Gusto lang namin stability. Pero sabi niya, bigyan rin natin ng kumpiyansa. Ibalik natin ang kumpiyansa ng tao sa gobyerno. At hindi ito maibabalik kung nakikita ng tao parang dinidribble-dribble lang nila ang kaso ni Romualdez. Kung sino-sino mga pangalan, ang ipinipresenta nila, pero yung pinaka-guilty, si Romualdez at si Cheese. Buti si Cheese nakasuhan na. Si Romualdez hanggang ngayon. Sabi nila, kasuhan mo na muna si Romualdez, and then anyway, lawyer naman siya, let him defend in court. And then pwede mo na isunod yung iba. Pero unahin mo si Romualdez kasi ang tingin ng business sector, hindi mangyayari ito kung wala siyang involvement. Kung wala siyang involvement as the Speaker of the House. As the Speaker of the House. And a lawyer at that. And a relative and a cousin of the President at that. So yan. So at least masaya ako na the point I have been raising all along, at syempre marami nagagalit sa atin na mga loyalist kay Romualdez, pero at least now proven right ako, and this is the view of the business sector. This is the view of the people na who also want, just like you and me, who only want order. Ayaw natin matanggal ang Marcos administration. That's why we want it to do things right. I-sacrifice si Romualdez. Kasi ngayon may mga effort pa rin para depensahan at proteksyonin si Romualdez. I-sacrifice si Romualdez to save the Marcos administration. Otherwise, to save sa effort ni Marcos to save his cousin, siya ang babaksak, siya ang makudeta, or siya ang matanggal sa pwesto sa isang dahil maulit sa atin yung Nepal or Indonesia scenario. Galit na talaga yung mga tao. Wag na natin sila ibitin. Matatalino naman ang taong bayan. Alam nila guilty si Romualdez at si Cheese Escudero. So si Cheese nakasuhan na. It's about time. Wag nang patagalan. kasuhan na rin si Romualdez. Okay? So yan, at least happy ako na my views are shared by no less than the biggest employers group in the country, and also the Chinese Chamber, Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce, the Makati Business Club, and other business organizations in the country. So hanggang dyan na lang muna tayo. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Thank you very much for joining me in this vlog, in this pre-recorded vlog, and see you in my next vlog.